Hey everybody, Pastor Tim here with today's Devo. Jesus was once brought to a blind man who has been blind from birth, and Jesus told his disciples, "We must work the works of him who sent me as long as it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." When he had said this, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle and applied the clay to his eyes and said to him, "Go, wash in the pool of Siloam." So he went away and washed and came back seeing. I want us to notice here that the call to live for Jesus is a call to action. You see, it's more than just sitting back and expecting God to do all the hard work. The right response for you and me for what he's done for us in our lives is to roll up our sleeves and to become actively involved with him. This same challenge goes for the person who wants to get better at serving others, as well as the person who's in need and asking for help. And each of us as Christians, at one time or another, can find ourselves in both situations. Jesus' healing of a blind man in John chapter 9 shows us two things. The first is that we see him spitting in the dirt, making a sandy paste and putting it over the man's eyes. Now, I'm going to tell you that this seems a little unorthodox, and we might even call it gross and unnecessary. I mean, couldn't Jesus have spoken the word and the man's blindness would have been vanished without all the dirt and the grime? There's different thoughts on why Jesus chose this hands-on approach to healing in this chapter. For me, I just look at the context of the events. Jesus had just been talking with his disciples about how we must work the work of him who sent me as long as it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. See, I believe the mud pack was Jesus' way of telling them to get their hands dirty, to expect to get messy when serving others. Ministry is messy. Choosing to be up close and personal with others' sin as sinners ourselves makes for some hard, ugly, uncomfortable experiences. But this is how we're called to serve, not by staying above the unpleasantness, but by getting in the dirt and helping people work their way through to something better. Here's the second point. Notice that Jesus also demanded action on the part of the blind man. Going to wash his eyes in the nearby pool meant asking for help to get there, and then bending down to cup the water in his hands and washing away the film to reveal his sight. Now, in my ministry, I've learned that it's usually best for the people being helped to engage and be part of the process. If we want their healing more than they want it for themselves, well, I found out that the results are pretty poor. But praise God, we don't need to work for our salvation. Otherwise, you and I, we'd never be able to put enough overtime in to get the job done. And yet, the walk of Christian service, as well as the walk of Christian growth, comes with work opportunities that open our eyes to what God is doing. And to do that, sometimes you'll need to get your hands in the dirt, just like Jesus. That's what I have for you today. It's Pastor out.